Hey everyone and welcome to the arcade. Today I'm gonna try out clickbaiting. I'm just kidding. Come back, please. Today I'm actually gonna teach you how to improve in Multiversus. And yes, I do mean instantly. If you follow these core concepts that I'm about to tell you, you will honestly improve instantly at the game. Right off the bat, the first concept is gonna be dodging. I know, it sounds simple enough, but when utilized properly, dodging will allow you to capitalize on openings or prevent your demise. Take this clip for example. Harley, no matter what she does, she can't hit me. She's trying as hard as she can and yet she can't land a blow on me. Now, dodging is more than just mashing your dodge button. Rather, it's timing the enemy's attacks to give you an opening for a counter. If you just mash your dodge button, eventually the hit frame is gonna register and you're gonna get hit. Therefore, what I really suggest is people not to get trigger happy with the dodges. I see this all the time, especially when they're in the edge or when they're knocked out of the map and they're trying to get back in the arena. Most of the time, I see them spamming their dodge in the air, wasting them, and then they can't get back because, well, they have no more dodges, so they just get hit and then they get knocked out. What I recommend doing to improve this is just going into a game and, like how I did with the Harley, see how long it takes for your opponent to hit you while you try and avoid them. This in turn will make you more familiar with the moveset of your opponents, the moveset of certain characters, and help you figure out how to avoid certain attacks you might be struggling with, such as Shaggy's side special, Rick's side neutral, Batman's up special, Jake's air side neutral, and so on. That way you can familiarize yourself with moves that you might be struggling to learn the dodge pattern or the dodge timing of. Now that we got dodging out of the way, the second thing is actually incredibly easy, and that is just knowing how to abuse your character's strength. I generally think that just focusing on your character and learning their strengths and weaknesses is going to be much more grounded for players to start improving instantly. Think of a character right now. It could be your main or a character that you just enjoy playing. That character has both strengths and weaknesses, such as every character in the game. Now, it sounds simple enough, but you would be amazed at how many players aren't utilizing their character's biggest strengths. For instance, if you're playing Batman, your biggest objective should be to always use your speed and your momentum to stick to your opponent. Batman has some of the best grounding moves. So sticking onto your opponent will hinder them and it will make you feel very, very oppressive and hard to play against. Now, let's say you're playing a character like Rick, a mage. You might be better off at a distance, chucking off abilities, getting poke damage, and then going in for the finishing blow. Rick excels at just controlling the map with his abilities, with his Mr. Meeseeks, with his skis, with portals, with lasers, whatever it may be, and then he goes in for the finishing blow with an air special, with down spike, a side neutral, or even just his side neutral. Speaking of that, know which moves will knock out your opponent. This is one of the most important things when it comes to your character's strengths. What I mean is moves like Batman's down spike, Shaggy's down air neutral, or Rick's up special. These moves are very deadly and they are especially dangerous for your opponent. This is very important as it might be the reason you may be struggling to knock out your opponent, even when you get them to a high percentage number. I see a lot of players struggling to knock out their opponent and they don't understand why. It's because you're not hitting them with the proper move. The last thing that we're going to talk about is edge guarding. This is exactly what it sounds like. You guard the edge so your opponent can't get back on stage. Throwing projectiles, AoE moves, spikes are all great examples of the type of moves you should be using for edge guarding. Rick's up special, down air neutral, Batman's down spike, Finn's spike, Jake's side air neutral. These are all examples of ways that you can edge guard. Now, edge guarding can go wrong. I will say that. For instance, here, edge guarding does not go how the Aria planned it. And it's fine, honestly. If you guys see the opportunity for a knockout, go for it. Okay, I see this a lot. And players are afraid of leaving the stage, like you guys saw with that Aria, how I turned it on her. They're afraid of that happening, and that's honestly perfectly fine. It's okay to be afraid, it's okay to not want to go for it, it's okay to be uncomfortable leaving the stage and going in for it. But you gotta keep on doing it. If you do this, you'll actually put yourself in a very uncomfortable spot You might fail, you might get embarrassed, it might get turned on, but I promise you, you'll start getting better. And once you start getting better, you'll start improving, and you'll suddenly start being able to knock people out even when you're not on the stage. This is something that is a very powerful tool to KO your opponents. And on top of that, it's something that a lot of players are not good at and not comfortable with. So if you actually get good with it and get comfortable with it, you're actually going to start improving a lot. So this is something that I promise you takes a little bit of time, but you will start winning a lot more once you get it down. Now lastly, I'm going to leave you guys off with a clip of me utilizing these concepts. Not perfectly, but definitely at a more advanced level. So we're up against a Wonder Woman. As you guys saw, I immediately destroyed her shields, and I'm just trying to get away from her, trying to keep my spacing. Again, I'm a mage. She is trying to get as close as possible to me because, you know, she's a melee tank character. Right here, I'm just spamming the Meeseeks. She's trying to get on top of me. I use that always efficient dodging, and I use my portal here offensively, which I feel a lot of people don't often use this Rick. She's ignited, so she's going to take a lot of that ignite damage. Very handy here. Overall, just using the Meeseeks to put some pressure. That up special right there is just so good on Rick. And now that the final borders have collapsed, now it's just lasering her and providing that pressure. So as you can see, I'm being very annoying. I'm not letting her get to her. I destroyed her shield, and I got this very cheeky transformation on her. I just knocked her out, and now just the edge guard on her. She can't get back in, and that's it. Mind you, this was a top 2K game, so it just goes to show you how efficient these three concepts really are. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will catch you all on the next one. If you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it.